Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm Aja Goare. President Trump vowed to return to work today after spending Christmas at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, and critics say he's fulfilled that promise today by working on his backswing. CBS's Mola Lange reports on what President Trump has on the agenda.
President Trump sent out a Christmas night tweet saying it would be back to work today to make America great again. First item on the agenda, a round of golf at his Florida club. The White House says the president will be focusing on his 2018 agenda during his time at Mar-a-Lago. This was the president last Friday before leaving for Florida.
I'll be working very hard during that Christmas because we have many things we're talking about, including North Korea, including a lot of things happening in the Middle East.
In addition to national security, the president's 2018 agenda includes a $1 trillion infrastructure bill to repair America's roads and bridges and a revisit of health care. President Trump pushed Congress to include a repeal of the individual mandate as part of the tax reform bill.
This is a requirement that people buy insurance that they don't want and don't need. And that was one of the pillars of Obamacare, and we've gotten rid of that.
The president tweeted this morning that because of the individual mandate repeal, he says Democrats and Republicans will eventually come together and develop a great new health care plan. Also on the agenda this next year, throwing a party. President Trump ended his first year in office without hosting a foreign leader for a state visit. The last president to do that was Calvin Coolidge. Mola Lange, CBS News, the White House.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says there's no singular reason why President Trump hasn't extended a state visit invitation yet, but says the administration hopes to schedule one early in the new year. Firefighters worked through the holiday weekend to try and stop the massive blaze chewing through Southern California. At over 281,000 acres, the Thomas Fire is already the largest in the state's history. Close to 1,600 firefighters spent their Christmas trying to protect homes from flames. That fire broke out December 4th. Its cause remains unknown. The man accused of operating a prostitution ring involving minors arraigned today on new charges related to promoting prostitution in Billings and Missoula. 35-year-old Terrence Edwards pleaded not guilty in U.S. District Court in Billings to a new 11-count indictment. Prosecutors allege Edwards trafficked at least 6 victims, including 3 minors. The victims told investigators Edwards abused them if they did not comply. One woman said Edwards forced her to walk the streets of Salt Lake City until she had sex with as many as 20 customers in one night. The crimes took place in Montana, Utah, and Washington state for over a year. Edwards is being held at the Yellowstone County Jail. An investigation is underway near the High Line where a major fire devastated a Havre business. The blaze tore through Big Equipment Company on Christmas Eve. The building is destroyed and emergency responders were forced to close a stretch of Highway 87 for several hours. Thick black smoke could be seen from miles away. Big Equipment Company released a statement on Facebook Monday saying it will move forward. Business owners also say they have insurance to cover employee wages for a number of months as well as losses. While many of us spent Christmas Day lounging around the tree, bundled up in cozy blankets and getting seconds of ham and potatoes, some Montana heroes worked to keep us all safe. MTN's Kent Lutzen spoke with a sheriff's deputy who spent this holiday on the clock.
In a perfect world, there would be no car crashes, house fires, medical calls, or major emergencies. But unfortunately, the realities of life don't stop, not even during the holidays.
Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean anything changes. It's, a drop of the hat, something major can happen, or, it could be a fairly, slow and active day. But that's kind of the exciting part of the job, right? It's just, you never know what's going to happen. It kind of keeps you on your toes.
The icy roads and snowy weather kept Larson busy this Christmas morning. While some might see his work as a thankless job, Larson says the support from the community is inspiring.
We get a lot of support around this time of year. We get a lot of thank you cards, gift baskets, and even just the casual wave every now and then just really helps. This career can be stressful, and just that little bit of support helps out a lot. And there's a lot of negativity right now towards law enforcement, so to see that the community still supports us is a major deal for us.
Although Larson spent a majority of his Christmas day working, he was still able to go home for a few minutes, sit around the Christmas tree with his family, and watch his kid open up some presents.
So this career, it doesn't lend itself to family time I mean, just the manner of the job and what you need to do, and things change so fast. You could be called out 1 second and be gone the whole day. You never know. But I feel lucky to be part of a department that values family time.
As the majority of us are going about the hustle and bustle of the hectic holiday season, take a moment to think of the ones in uniform away from their families as they protect ours. Reporting in Missoula, Kent Lutzen, MTN News.
Thank you, Kent, and thank you to all of our first responders. Meanwhile, the Helena Salvation Army has a secret Santa. A generous, anonymous donor dropped a diamond ring into one of the Salvation Army's red kettles for Christmas. A diamond ring wrapped in a $20 bill was left in the kettle last week. The Salvation Army representative says that ring is about a half-carat diamond and a gold band. It's appraised at about $1,000. It's a valuable gift that will bring blessings long after the holiday season is over. The organization helps about 7,000 people each year. Still to come on the noon news, people in the Philippines are struggling to recover in the wake of a major storm. Details about the destruction next. But first, temperatures across Montana are dropping. Ed has weather when we come back.
You're watching MTN News with Aja Goare, Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and farm and ranch news from the Northern Egg Network.